Hi everyone! Welcome again to my channel, Math is Fun channel. Again, this channel is an educational channel to help you understand your lessons in mathematics. This channel also is intended to those who are doing the online classes out there. Hello! And also those who are answering their modules out there. Hi! So this is very helpful for you to understand your lessons in mathematics. And aside from that, this discussion will help you realize that math is not a difficult subject, but it's easy, fun, and interesting. And this will help you improve your performance in mathematics. So please do not forget to subscribe and support my channel, and also share this one to the people out there, especially those who are struggling in mathematics. This is a very helpful for them to understand and improve their performance in mathematics. So let's start in our video discussion. So to start with, of course, our discussion will be something related to quadratic. Have you encountered quadratic before? If not yet, then this video discussion is meant for you. So now, to start with, of course, our discussion will be related to quadratic equation, which has a focus on sum and product of the roots of quadratic equation. So are you ready? I know you are all ready. So to recall, or to define rather, when we say sum and product of the roots of quadratic equation, the general quadratic equation can be written as this: x squared minus a plus b. We will not read it as alpha and beta because we are not talking about the angle in here. We are talking about the roots. So again, the general quadratic equation can be written rather as x squared minus a plus b. This is the sum of the roots, and x, or times x rather, plus ab is equal to 0. Again, the general quadratic equation can be written as x squared minus the quantity of a plus b close quantity x plus ab is equal to 0. So where, of course, where a and b are the roots of the equation. Yes, exactly. And of course, a and b are the roots of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, a quadratic equation in standard form. Of course, the sum of the roots is a plus b, which is equal to negative b over a. Please do not forget it, okay? So the formula for getting the sum of the roots is equal to negative b over a. And of course, if we have the formula for the sum of the roots, the product of the roots can be represented by a times b, where you multiply the roots of the quadratic equation. So it can be solved using the formula c over a. So again, the sum of the roots can be solved in the formula negative b over a. And of course, for the product of the roots, which can be solved using the formula c over a, all you have to do is just to remember the formula so that it will be easier for you to solve the sum and the product of the roots for quadratic equation. So to make our life easier. Okay, so let's have an example. Yes, for a while I have to erase this one, the red marks. Okay, in the sum and product of the roots, of course, let's have an example to appreciate the formula that I introduced a while ago. We have to apply it in a given example. So example, find a plus b and ab. In short, a plus b means sum of the roots, and also ab represents as the product of the roots, where if a and b are the roots of quadratic equation, 2x squared minus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0. So the first thing that we're going to do is we have to check first the equation or quadratic equation if it is written in a standard form. What is the standard form? If you could still remember, the standard form for quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are sets of real numbers. So in this given 2x squared minus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0, this quadratic equation is in standard form or written in standard form. So what will we do? We identify your a, b, and c before you solve for the product of the roots and sum of the roots of quadratic equation. So in this case, your A is 2, your B is negative 3, as you can see. And of course, your C is negative 6. So now we are ready to solve and use the formula. For the product of the roots, it can be written as A times B. So you will just multiply the roots. Or you can use the formula that I have shown you a while ago on the screen, which is equal to C over A. So C is negative 6 and A is 2. So we have it negative 6 over 2 or equal to negative 3. This is the product of the roots. Easy, right? Now let's go to find the sum of the roots or solve for the sum of the roots of this quadratic equation. 2x squared minus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0. So as you can notice, of course, it can be represented as a plus b for the sum of the roots. Remember the formula, negative b over a. So your b is negative 3. So we have it negative times negative 3. All you have to do is just to substitute it to the formula that we have after identifying your A, B, and C. So you have it 3 over 2 or positive 3 over 2 or 1.5. This is the sum of the roots. Easy to remember, right? Please just remember that the sum of the roots can be written or can be solved using the formula negative b over a. And of course, um, for the product of the roots, then you can use the formula yeah, you can use the formula C over A. So that's it. Now let's proceed. If you know the roots, what if you know the roots or if you forgot the formula? Then what will you do is, of course, you have to solve the quadratic equation using quadratic formula, completing the square, or if it can be factored, then you use factoring. Okay, so that's how you do it. So if you know the roots, what will you do? Example, a is equal to 2 and b is equal to negative 3. Again, a means the first root, b represents as your second root. So if you know the roots 2 and negative 3, how will you write a quadratic equation in standard form? So how will you do it? How will you write quadratic equation in standard form if you are, or if you know the roots of quadratic equation or given the integral coefficient of the equation? Example, your first root is 2, your second root is negative 3. How will you write it in quadratic equation in standard form? All you have to do is just to remember this definition a while ago for quadratic equation. It can be written as x squared minus the sum of the roots multiplied it by x plus the product of the roots, or AB is equal to 0. So we have it there. We will just substitute. 2 plus negative 3 will give you negative 1 times negative x. That gives you positive x. And then 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Therefore, our quadratic equation in standard form, given the roots 2 and negative 3, is x squared plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Easy, right? All you have to do is just to remember this form, okay, of quadratic equation in standard form. You can also use this method, x minus r sub 1, multiply it by x minus r sub 2, which is equal to 0. So your r sub 1 represents as your a, which is 2, so x minus 2. And of course, your r sub 2 is represented by negative 3, so we can have it x minus times negative 3 equals 0. So we have it x minus 2, sorry for my penmanship, x minus 2 times x plus 3, which is equal to 0. So what will you do the next? What will you do next, rather? What happened to my tongue? So we will use the FOIL method in solving it or in simplifying it. That gives you x times x using the FOIL method, x squared. Then you have it x times 3. That gives you plus 3x. And of course, negative 2 times x will give you negative 2x. And negative 2 times 3 will give you negative 6 equals 0. So you have it x squared plus, combine this one, x minus 6 is equal to 0. Just the same in here, right? So you can use this form or formula to write the quadratic equation in standard form given its roots. Or you can also use this one. So you have two methods on how you write it, or on how you write quadratic equation in standard form given the roots or its roots. That's it. So do not forget the relationship of the sum of the roots and product of the roots in its standard form of a quadratic equation. This is the thought in this video discussion. So now again, let's have another example. Find a plus b, or the sum of the roots and product of the roots, if a and b are the roots of 2x squared minus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0. So again, this is another way you can just solve for your roots if you want. Of course, using the quadratic formula. So we have it x is equal to 3 plus it plus and minus square root of 9 plus 48 all over 4, which gives you 3 plus minus square root of 57 over 4. So you can separate the positive and negative. So you can write it as its sum as 3 plus square root of 57 all over 4 plus 3 minus square root of 57 all over 4. So that will eliminate the square root of 57, and we can add 3 plus 3, which is 6 over 4. So we can simplify it as 3 over 2, which is equal to 1.5. And of course, that is for the sum of the roots. For the product of the roots, you will just multiply it. Then that gives you 9 minus 57 all over 16, which gives you negative 48 over 16, which is equal to negative 3. This is the other way, the manual thing on how you get the sum and product of the roots of quadratic equation if you forgot the formula. So for me, it's better for you to memorize the formula so that you can solve the sum and product of the quadratic, sum and product of the roots of quadratic equations mentally. You want to solve it mentally, then memorize the formula. That's it. So I guess we will end our discussion in here. So I hope you got something in this video discussion. Do not forget the formula for solving the quadratic, to solve the sum and product of the roots of quadratic equation. So this is very helpful for you to solve it mentally. So do not forget the formula. Okay, so always remember, the essence of mathematics is not to make simple things complicated, but to make complicated things simple. Always remember, math is fun. Please continue to subscribe my channel and share this channel or video discussion to your friends. Thank you and have a good day.